expected of them.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's another beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Welcome to your viewpoint. I am Rotimi. Akintunde. This program is sponsored by Integrated Communication Services, located at Yaba, Lagos, and of course designed to provide moral values, to encourage moral values in our society and see how we can profile possible solutions to societal challenges. In recent times, rape cases have increased at an alarming rate in Africa and in Nigeria. And as a result of that, a lot of persons are talking about this serious issue that has to be tackled head on and of course continuously. And that is what we will be talking about today. Rape is regarded as an infringement on a person's right, self-preservation, dignity, privacy, whatever it is you want to call it. Today I have in the studio joining me to talk about this very serious issue. I have a professional marriage counselor and therapist, Abiola Ogbu. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me once again. Good afternoon.
All right. The other time, Abiola was here to talk about issues relating to domestic violence, sexual violence, and of course, we're able to talk about rape as well. But this time around, we're going to be talking, we're going to be emphasizing on what rape is all about. So let's create a background for what rape is all about. So what exactly is rape? Of course, I've said, it's about infringing on somebody's right, but then the act of rape, how do we describe it?
Okay. Rape is an unlawful sexual act, oftentimes involves sexual intercourse against a victim's will, either by force or threat of force, or with any individual that is incapable of giving a legal consent, either because the person is a minor or it has mental challenges or mental illness, or the person is intoxicated, or the person is unconscious or out of deceit.
All right, quickly, let's look at the issue of consent, because that has been a major issue whenever we talk about rape and all of that. And what people talk about is the issue of, oh, I said yes. No, I didn't say yes. Oh, the way you look at me says yes. Oh, I didn't say yes. I said no. What is your opinion about what nonverbal signs could do when it comes to rape? Could it be a reason some people regard consent? Nonverbal signs that, okay, the way she looked at me, or the way she behaved, or the way he behaved. Let's look at that.
When you talk about consent, like the rape itself in definition,
yes,
once the sexual intercourse is without consent, it is a rape. Then you now have the question of the way she looked at me. I've heard someone say, is the kind of eyes she looked.
Exactly.
Is the kind
exactly
of
my point.
Eyes a child that is below 15 looks at you. What kind of eye will a child that is below 15?
All right, there's this belief system about females that, okay, sometimes females will say no, 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 but they are saying yes. What do you have to say to that?
No is no, and yes is yes. If you're saying no to a person, let him know categorically that it is no.
But do you agree that some females...
No, don't make body moves that shows that you are not saying no. For instance, you know a guy is trying to have his way with you. You already told him no, but then you keep going to his place, and even the way you dress is suggesting to the man that, guy, I'm available for you. Let your no be no, and let it be so explicit enough so that the guy won't take your no for a yes.
All right, most of the time when we talk about rape, we mention the female gender. And of course, we have males too. Yes, but most of the time it is not well talked about. What do you think is wrong?
Well, I think most times because it's not common. What we have is the male raping female. But we had cases where females rape male. Sometimes they drug them.
Okay.
They get their drinks drugged and they have their way. And the man is like, what happened to me? I've seen where an older person raped a schoolboy, a female. We've had nannies raping baby boys. So it's because it's not common. What we normally have is the male raping female. But men are being raped too. And it's the shame to come out and now say, I was raped. You know that stigmatization.
Yes.
How can a woman rape a man? You know? But it's happening. Men are being raped. I've seen women gang rape a man. As in they overpowered him and raped him. They had their way with him sexually.
Okay.
Under duress, even at gunpoint. You either do it with us or you kill you. So men are being raped too.
Abiola Ogbu is a professional marriage counselor. She's also a pastor. So in that regard, I would like you to talk about reasons. You know, most people get into this issue, get into rape and all of that. Now, of course, we've heard reports whereby we see older persons raping 6 months, 1-year-old, 3-year-old, and you begin to wonder, is this all about psychology or not being well mentally and all of that? Does it have a spiritual side?
Let me speak as a counselor first.
Okay.
Let's not get, because we are in this climb where we spiritualize so many things. Everything spiritual. For a mature man to rape a baby. Okay. I remember when I was 7 in Maiduguri, 99, we had a case that about 65-year-old man raped a 6-month-old baby. And I was like, is it for sexual pleasure? There is no satisfaction. There are so many reasons why people do rape. One of them is psychological reason. Okay. When you have a psychological problem, it affects the way you think. And that is why a man will rape his own daughter, biological daughter, not for ritual. What is he going to get from it? Something has gone wrong mentally. Or you see a mature man raping a baby, removing their part to rape a baby. Other reasons is men go into rape sometimes for revenge. Or maybe women have turned them down severally and they feel the only way I will get back at her is to rape her. Some other reason is to get their masculinity. Maybe they want to show they are superior. Okay. Maybe he has low self-confidence and he feels, okay, the only way to prove my masculinity is to have my way. So there are so many reasons for rape, why rape take place. So sometimes also, some men are trying to cover up some things. They are battling with rejection. Okay. A man who has been rejected, maybe you talk to this lady, they turn you down, she no get size, look down at you. You see such people do such things to cover up something. So there are so many reasons. And coming to the spiritual aspect, if I'm to look at it from the scriptural, the Christian aspect, such a person, I would say, is demonized. Demonized. Yes. Or there is and
that's the common word.
But that's the common word. But what now happens to somebody who is even a pastor and also gets involved in rape?
And that gets some people confused.
Yes. Such a person may not, it's not only prayer. He may need a psychological approach to it. He needs therapy. Wow. He needs counseling. Because once the thing that is causing that urge to come is not dealt with, even if he's whoever he is, if he's a pope, he's a pastor, or whatever, a bishop, that stressor is still there. Once that urge comes, he will still rape any female around him. So spiritual angle is good, prayer is good, but also there is place for counseling and therapy. That is what we are trying to let people know. As you see the doctors for medical checkup, please see counselors and therapists for issues that you have prayed about, and somehow you keep recording and they say, the demon is disturbing you. It may not be demon. You may just need to go through some recovery therapy.
All right. We've been talking about rape. The focus is on rape prevention, how we can actually prevent all of that. We will go on this break and we will be back. Of course, Tosin Maliki has something to tell you about yoga. Right after that, we'll be back to talk more. Please go nowhere.
Did you know that yoga is a lifestyle and it is beneficial to our physical and mental well-being? Yoga is a Hindu spiritual discipline, a part of which controls breathing, helps in meditation, and adopts specific bodily postures. It is widely practiced for health and relaxation purposes. Yoga in Nigeria is growing organically and it is being embraced gradually. It has become a highly sought-after exercise amongst young hardworking people and elderly who love the combination of relaxation and mindful movement. Surprisingly, in Nigeria today, most gyms, health centers, spas, and corporate offices across Nigeria offer yoga classes. Although some Nigerians are skeptical about yoga lifestyle and wonder if it is beneficial, while others are ignorant of yoga lifestyle and its benefits to the human body. Here are a few benefits of yoga lifestyle. Yoga defies stress. Yoga is a gentle way to improve posture, balance, and coordination. It is a mind-body practice that combines physical exercise, breathing control, diet control, positive thinking, meditation, and relaxation to alleviate stress. People who practice yoga learn how to relax and focus on developing harmony in the body, mind, and environment. The attention given to your breath and heart will keep you present. While present, you will experience peacefulness and deeper understanding as you observe what's happening to you mentally, emotionally, and physically. Yoga is relaxing and scientifically proven to lower blood pressure, manage chronic ailments, and reduce stress. Yoga builds community. Yoga is building and strengthening communities across Nigeria. In yoga classes, everyone sweats together, cries together, and uplifts each other physically, mentally, and emotionally during yoga practice. As a result, it builds a supportive atmosphere both inside and outside the classroom, and has profound effects on individuals who enjoy connecting with others who share similar experiences. This connectivity has become a foundation for yoga communities sprouting across the country. There are chats before class, shared moments during class, and juice or tea outings afterwards. Yoga teaches patience, gratitude, and to keep flowing. Yoga truly fits into the modern Nigerian culture. With the number of distractions and intense focus on past and future events, there is much need to relax and study the rhythm of the breath. Just imagine tapping into your senses, touch, smell, sight, and taste, while also visualizing your body, breath, and movement. This practice alone gives you inner peace. Yoga has become a tool of relaxation in moments of stress, doubt, and anxiety, as well as helping you focus on healing. Yoga benefits your mental and physical health and can be done just about anywhere.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us. You're still watching Your Viewpoint. This time around, there's something interesting we've got to tell you about what is happening in Lagos, and that is courtesy of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, talking about trade fair. Of course, you must have heard a lot about trade fairs, but this time around, there's something they have to tell you about what you would get to benefit. Of course, I have in the studio joining me at this time the Treasurer and Board Member, Trade Promotion Board, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Olajumoke, Fashanu, FCA. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, there's so much talks about your trade fair organized by the LCCI, that's the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. What exactly, or what are those things different? What are those things that differentiates your trade fair
from every other one?
Every other one.
The Lagos International Trade Fair this year, 2022, this is the 36th edition. So one, for consistency. Number two is that every individual that runs a business, you have to be a part of this International Trade Fair. We start on the 4th of November and closes on the 13th of November. Consistently, this had been an avenue to generate employment. Averagely, each time there is a trade fair, between 800 to 1,000 jobs are created. So it's worth it because not only does it give you an opportunity to network between other business owners, it's an opportunity for you to engage companies. Government parasiters are going to be there. The Bank of Industry is going to be there. MTN is going to be there. UBA is going to be there. So it's actually a leveler. People you've been trying to knock on their doors, you'll be able to see them one-on-one. So it's a beautiful opportunity. If you're not there as an exhibitor, normally we have between 3,000 to 4,000 people having stands as exhibitors.
Okay.
But every year we have over 500,000 visitors. That's amazing. People from all over the world are always there.
Fantastic. So to a large extent, it's an opportunity for a lot of business startups.
Yes.
You know, most of the time we talk about bureaucracy, bottlenecks that you get to encounter when you want to see some of these agencies.
Correct.
Yes. So it's going to be an opportunity for these organizations.
Standard Organization of Nigeria is going to be there.
Wow.
And so what that gives to you, CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission, they're going to be there. So it's just an opportunity that things that you normally find difficult. And one of the reasons why I encourage every Nigerian, particularly the young people, to be there, you cannot succeed when you put yourself in isolation. You won't know what's going on. There are a lot of opportunities. You even meet your competitors and you gain business ideas. And I'm going to say this. Everyone in Nigeria, Lagos Chambers of Commerce and Industry is far beyond being a city chamber. That's about the oldest, even in Sub-Sahara.
Okay.
And what that does is you run a business, you have to be a member of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
All right, let's bring it down to the layman.
Yes.
A number of persons here, LCCI. In fact, in some cases, they say, okay, they have programs. People want to get to know what LCCI is all about. Briefly, what is the function of LCCI? What role are they playing in the economy?
They are the spokesman and the advocacy organ to ensure that the government listens and provide an enabling environment. You'll agree with me that Nigerians we have the strong spirit, we're willing to succeed. All we're asking for is an enabling environment. So whatever is affecting your business or your sector, that you alone as an individual organization cannot come out and talk to, we engage the government and they're always listening. Most times, policies go to the chambers for discussion. So what that does as a business owner, before it comes onto the paper, you get the first-hand information about possible changes or amendments in this
that could also affect your business.
Thank you. So most times, and we also give the business angle to it. They don't have to listen all the time, but we get to hear about it first.
Okay. There was a time I spoke with the BON chairman, DG,
Yes.
That's in Port Harcourt, and we had discussions regarding how small businesses can get loans and all of that. What relationship does LCCI have with BON?
Okay. Now,
BOI, rather.
BOI, yes. The Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, how it functions, there are different sectorial groups.
Okay.
So whatever kind of business you do, they're already a sectorial group. Now, how that happens then is you're able to bring to the fore table what is the hindrance and the challenges you're having.
Okay.
Now, Lagos Chambers of Commerce, and we have a strong relationship with the Bank of Industry.
Okay.
So you see there's mentorship program. And then most times if you're having a problem and you're a member of the chambers, you even can put it as far as our DG being able to take it up for you, not just you as an individual, but for that sector.
Is it a government institution?
The Bank of Industry.
No, LCCI.
No, LCCI is the private sector. It is an advocacy organ.
Okay.
All over the world. And one thing people don't know is the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry is the first point of call when foreign countries, businesses want to come to Nigeria.
Really?
Oh, sure.
Wow. A lot of persons don't know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And that's why they do not have them. In fact, they don't take that opportunity.
They don't. And don't forget that everybody is always skeptical about strangers. So you go online, you can be duped. But so the first point of call is to tell the LCCI that the business owners from India, China, they're coming to Nigeria. And so we welcome them, we receive them. So that's why I'm saying that anybody aspiring to do business, anybody that is currently unemployed, Nigeria has a lot of ample opportunity. Opportunities will not knock on anybody's door. You have to plug yourself in to be a beneficiary of the abundance.
Okay.
Say as a member of a lot of times, even to travel abroad, it's important for you to show documents of what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And if you're a member of the Chambers of Commerce and Industry, you have a legitimate business. So it's a leverage, it's an opportunity. And I'm saying this because what you don't know is far above your head. You see why a lot of people will be crying, there's no business, there's poverty, and you see people building houses. A lot of it is not by scam, it's not fraudulent. It's just because you do not have information. So join us at the Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos, from the 4th of November till the 13th. And you know why people are not knowing the importance?
The importance, okay.
Nigerians, we don't like to make noise about how you got your money. If you had taken time to go to last year's trade fair, your colleagues are struggling. They just see you that you just bought a new car. It's God. When they ask you, what do you say? You say it's God.
It's God,
so
absolutely.
So I've come to tell everybody what they do here, that it is God. It is God and the organized private sector, the advocacy. That's all we do. We're not political.
Okay.
But it is a forum that everybody that does a business, you have to be a member of the Lagos Chambers of Commerce.
All right. Very quickly, before we round off, we need to look at the details again.
Yes.
Let's talk about the date, 4th of November to 13th of November, this year, 2022. Where is it happening?
At the Tafawa Balewa Square.
Tafawa Balewa Square, that's TBS. Time?
From morning hours till 6.
To 6.
And every parent, don't drop your children at home. Father Christmas is coming early.
Wow.
So there's going to be an opportunity for children to have lots of fun.
Fantastic.
And there's a tech hub. So come and see what is happening.
And that is taking over the entire world today.
It's a language. And if you check, Nigeria, among all other African countries, have been able to attract so much investment just through the tech companies. So come and see what is happening.
Wow.
See how your company can leverage on the advancement that the tech is having.
All right. The other time we talked about the African Hall, the African Day.
Yes.
What exactly?
Okay. Now we know that somehow now we're proud to be black. So the African Day is a day that a lot of African countries, virtually all African countries, are coming. Those African countries actually even pay for participation even before the year, before we start talking about next year. They've already secured their places. So it's a day dedicated to the African culture, to the African economy. You have to be there. And the African Hub is a hub where almost every African country have taken their spaces.
Wow.
So what that does is that small business owners in that country are coming under the platform of their country flag is there. And what better time is it for you as a Nigerian to do business with other African countries?
Wow.
There are lots of things we have that we don't appreciate. But so information you have of what they need, that's just a springboard.
Okay, let's quickly talk about, a lot of young people really want to travel.
Yes.
And are you saying we're going to have people that travel, I'm talking about travel agencies, will be there too?
Now, to be very honest, I'm one person that believes in Nigeria.
Okay.
And it is because we think we are running for solutions. So personally, I think it is erroneous to try and jabber at this time. At
this time, yes.
The problems you saw a lot of countries, there are riots everywhere. Go to the UK. The cost of living is becoming so high that the suicide rate has increased. Nigeria, most time when I'm traveling and at the embassy, at the gate of entry, they are saying, how long are you going to stay? I always look at them. Sincerely speaking, there are a lot of opportunities in Nigeria. For those that want to travel, what it gives to you to come around. I tell people, I'm not saying don't run away, but explore all opportunities
here.
And when you explore the opportunities, ensure you have enough route here. So in case it's not
palatable over there, you can have a place to fall on. Yeah.
So you can't, it's no longer a tenable thing. There's no country in the world that you are an illegal immigrant and you are okay. So the economy is global. Come to the Lagos International Trade Fair. Even if that's the last thing you're going to do before you jump out. Meanwhile, there are a lot of travel agencies over there. The immigration, there are a lot of government parasitas that are always there.
In fact, you get to learn more things about the need to travel or the need not to travel.
And at least you take informed decision.
Exactly. Okay, let's quickly talk about the admission. Is it going to be free?
Now, for exhibitors, of course, they pay. Please, the hashtag LITF 2022. That's a hashtag. Check the website. You can pay online if you want. There's still some limited spaces for people to take stands as exhibitors. But if you're coming in as a visitor, usually it should be 500 naira. But for this year, it's 300 naira.
Okay.
And it's going to be worth.
You mean 300 for exhibitors?
No,
For
visitors.
okay, visitors. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Fantastic.
And people,
All
groups
right.
of people can actually come together
Mm.
and take a space.
Okay.
All you want is to have a presence. Personally, the experiences I've had, there's no trade fair time that I go and I don't see people that I haven't seen in 10 years.
Okay.
So that opens up a
Wow.
new opportunity window.
All right. Before I let you go, what about becoming a part of LCCI? In just one word, who should be contacted in case somebody wants to join the LCCI?
LCCI, the office, the corporate office is in Victoria Island Commerce House. Please Google Lagos Chambers of Commerce and Industry. The secretariat is over there.
Okay.
They are always willing, and there are a lot of opportunities. We're always talking about trainees, events. We come on TVs, we talk about it.
Okay.
Even if you don't understand,
Okay.
attend one of our events, and
All
then
right.
you see that if you run a business,
Okay.
and there are a lot of benefits I can't say here.
All right.
Then if you are not a member of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, it's not your village people that is doing it.
That's
It's
interesting.
you that's actually doing them.
All right. Okay. So don't forget November 4 to 13,
Thanks.
TBS,
Yes.
Balewa Square.
Tafa Balewa.
That's where it's going to hold. Time from morning hours till
The
evening.
opening ceremony is going to be by the president.
All right. Thank you so much. I've been speaking with the treasurer and board member, Trade Promotion Board, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Olajumoke Fashanu, FCA. Thank you so much for coming on the
Thank you
show.
so much.
All right, we'll go on this break. That's going into the world of sport. Right after that, I would have our Vox Sport for today's discussion. And right after that, we'll be back. Please go nowhere.
Badminton is officially the fastest racket sport in the world. The shuttle is smashed around the court at the speeds of up to 200 miles per hour. Its Olympic debut was in 1992 in Barcelona, and 1.1 billion people watched the Olympic badminton tournament on TV. The game was introduced to Nigeria around 1930 by the colonial administrators. Nigeria took part in the game at the international level at the second African Games held in Lagos in 1973. The Badminton Federation of Nigeria was formed in 1975 with Mr. Laleye as the first chairman. Badminton game was later developed and established in Nigeria by a body called the Badminton Federation of Nigeria, which is the national governing body that oversees and manages affairs related to the sport of badminton in Nigeria. Formed in 2003, the body is affiliated to the Badminton Confederation of Africa. It controls all badminton-related activities across Nigeria. Badminton is ranked 6th in the country as the people's most loved game. Nigeria in each year organizes national badminton tournaments in order to promote the growth and interest of the game. Just like Paralympics, there is also para-badminton players in Nigeria and in other countries that practice the sports. The para-badminton team of Nigeria has been doing exceedingly well too. In the 2018 African Championships held in April 30th to May 4th, Nigeria team came back with 19 medals, which includes 7 gold medals and 5 silver medals. Oyebanji Bello won 6 medals, while some of the players won medals also at the Uganda International Competition, which includes 1 gold, 3 silver and 3 bronze. In recent years, the Badminton Federation of Nigeria (BFN) disclosed at Abuja its qualification for the first time in 12 years to participate in the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. The president of the BFN, Francis Obi, said history has been made for the first time as Nigeria will be playing in the men's doubles at the Olympics in badminton. Nigeria's Eniola Bolaji made history as the first African to qualify for the final and win gold at a major para-badminton international championship. With the victory, she has also qualified for the World Para-Badminton Championship coming up in Japan.
My name is Engineer Elvis Omogoje.
Yes, very, very well. So innocent dressing contributes to the amount of rape cases we have in Nigeria, specifically. Speak up, speak out. In Lagos State, there's what we call public defender office. If you go there, they will give you a lawyer free of charge. Don't keep quiet. Don't say, if I go to police, they'll collect money. Even if they collect money, it's your right to fight. So go there.
Well, maybe the society that will find ourselves. I really don't. Everybody is my body is your body, so you are responsible for your body. The way you, whatever you do with your body is your body, and it's you that will give accounts of it. So that's not an excuse for me. It's not. You as an individual, I should deal with myself, not the other. Why will I say that? It's because the way solo person is dressing. That means that I've not dealt with myself. I should deal with myself first. Oh, when I see laughs, that will make me to be thinking I should deal with myself. It's me that has problem, not the other person that didn't dress well. I think the women, this thing, they are doing well now, at least. But we need to enlighten people to know the appropriate body to take the matter to that. Oh, this is what happened to me, and then we should stop the issue of there is no justification for you raping someone, you stealing what does not belong. No justification for that. So I think we should enlighten people that they should know that there is an appropriate body where you can go to.
Indecent dressing, that's a bit dicey, because yes, I won't say it attracts people to be raped. There's no excuse for being an animal. There's no excuse for that. So decent or no decent dressing, a rapist is a rapist. We still rape you whether you are properly covered or not. So I ask you, yes, indecent dressing is not good, but I'm not sure that's the sole reason for rapists to rape people. I think rape should get like maybe real rape, not the one that the girl will now say the guy raped her, right? The guy did not do anything. I think 21 years is not bad. Yes, 21 years is not bad.
They can go to a lawyer, and the lawyer will help them to engage to a better hospital.
My name is Virginia every summer.
All right, thank you so much for being there. This is your viewpoint. We are still talking about rape prevention, how, of course, females and males too, how to get out of rape, a rape situation. And of course, I have a professional marriage counselor and therapist, Abiola Ogbu. We're still talking about issues surrounding rape this afternoon. Remember, you can be a part of this discussion. You can send your comments on our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And of course, see some of our past episodes on our YouTube page. That's at your_viewpoint. Now, let's look at situations, rape situations. How can females get out of it? Most of the time, out of fear. And it looks like there's nothing they can do. Is this something some females can do when they find themselves in situations like that? Or what appears to be a rape situation?
Yes. Sometimes there are precautions women can take because mostly we have women raped most.
Okay.
They can learn tips that can help them to prevent it. But I must say at this point that no matter the precaution you take, sometimes you may still not be able to prevent rape.
Why?
For instance, a robber bugged into your house, and at gunpoint, he could have his way. How much can you prevent that? So some of the tips they can learn is they should listen to their intuition. When you're in a lonely place, what we call, your body tells you something. You should be aware of where you are and what is happening around you. When you're in a lonely place, you know, it's important to know that. If you're in a dangerous place, you should know how to protect yourself. Listen to yourself. Your body will be telling you. Sometimes we have this in Africa. Say, something is telling
your
me.
Instincts.
Your instincts. What we have, your gut, your gut sense.
Yes.
Listen to it. Another thing you can do is don't reduce. You can reduce the risk of social situation. Or you go to a party, you go for wedding function, birthday parties. These days, you have a lot of people being raped because rape drug has been slipped into their drink. So when you go to a function and you have a drink, you now have to stand up for a few seconds. Go with your drink. And And if you know you can't go with your drink, when you come back to that table, please don't take that drink. Again, ask for another drink. Also, don't accept drinks from people you don't know. Another thing is, don't reveal too much of yourself on social media. We have some of these apps that use GPS that can tell you where you are per time. People get to know where you are per time. Someone who has been planning to rape you can also know where you are per time because of GPS. So when you're going out, these are some precautions you can't deliberately take. But when you find yourself in a situation where this is you and it's obvious to you that I could be raped, number one, tell the person, I am not interested in having any form of sex with you. Make it vocal. Two, if there is a way you can run out of that place, make excuses. You can come up with, oh, I'm in my period, or I even have STD, I have a sexual come up with something and just find your way out. Or develop a code word that you can use when you're talking to friends or family and to tell them that you're in a dangerous situation. Or create a scene. Look for attention and yell. Just look for something. Or another thing is, hit the person somewhere that few seconds he will leave you, then run. To that point, you run. Make sure you, if it's becoming obvious, scratch the person with your fingernails. Pull the air, bite. And when you escape from that scene, don't go anywhere but go straight to police. Don't wash your hands so you don't get to remove the evidence. Because if they check you, they could still see the traces of the skin of the perpetrator under your finger. So these are some of the things you can do. But when you are now faced with an armed perpetrator, some of these things may not work. One other thing you can do is to hit that person at a spot where he could pass out. But you have to do it intentionally and it has to be sudden. You can hit the person in the testicles, give the man below the belt a hit. Of course, he's going to jack back. Or you hit him in his eye socket, or you hit him at the windpipe, or in the insert where something can happen to him. And that for that few seconds, you escape. But it becomes obvious. You can't do anything. We advise you, don't fight. You can also tell the person, humanize yourself before the rapist and say, I'm a human being. I have children. I have sister. I have mother. Tell him, you are better than what you are doing now. Maybe that could even wake up something in him, you know. But after all this, and you still discover that you are in that tight situation you can't escape, please don't fight with a rapist. When you are fighting and you are begging them, it triggers the thing more. They enjoy it when they say, please, don't rape me. You are fighting. Just remain calm. Just tell yourself, this is not the end of life. It's going to come and it will go. And so, that is it. But sometimes, even when you take all precaution, how do you explain to a woman that armed robbers came into their house and raped her? And there's a gun pointed to the husband, we either rape your wife or we'll kill you. So in such a case, what precaution is she going to take? At that point, and sometimes, like what we call acquaintance rape. I said it earlier, 2 out of 3 rape cases are carried out by people the victim know. They are not strangers.
Why is that?
Yes, because if you check, we have what we call partners rape. That's what we call spousal or marital rape. Sometimes I always say, how can a man rape his wife? A man can rape his wife once it's against her consent.
But some would tell you that the man...
I married her,
the man,
I paid her bride price, I took her to court.
When the man wants it, the woman should give it to him.
Sex in marriage, sexual intercourse, because sex is different from sexual intercourse.
What's the difference?
When you're talking about sex, there are activities around sex. Like the hugging, the smooshing, the kissing, the touching without the actual penetration. But sexual intercourse involves penetration. So, if a man wants his wife and she's not in the mood and you force yourself, it is a rape. In the Western world, they could sue you. But in Africa, here in Nigeria, say, how can a husband, person we are married with my mom, is my wife. We also have what we call acquaintance rape. Rape by somebody you're in a social relationship with. You have people, we met on social media, we met on Instagram, we met on Facebook, you've been gisting, you're talking, and the person invites you over. And then you're just comfortable that this person can't do many, or somebody you know in the neighborhood, uncle, big brother, we grew up together, and you're just confident that nothing will happen. And it happened.
And that happens a lot.
It happens a lot.
People cannot even talk about it. When it happens, they don't want to talk about it. They feel, oh, nobody would believe them.
And then when you now say that, they will now ask you, where is this car? And where did you struggle? Sometimes it does. A woman said, estate agent took her to look. She was looking for an apartment, and she ended up being raped by the estate agent.
Can you imagine that?
They were alone there, and it was obvious. She just felt if I struggled, I would just get him angry, and it could become dangerous. So he just submit herself.
Oh my God.
So we tell girls, we tell women, if you have come to that point and it is obvious, this is me, this is rape, don't fight them. Just because they don't even like it when you're calm. But when you are begging, please leave me, that is what they enjoy. They become more violent. So, and if you have been unfortunate enough to be raped, you can still move on. There is life. You can heal. You can recover. You can recover. Though a lot of people, it's now that we are talking about rape. And some people are now confident to tell you I was raped in secondary school.
Yes.
After 30 years.
Yes.
Because their awareness now is coming up. You can speak up. A lot of people are carrying wounds. And you now wonder, why is this person behaving this way? There is a wound in the mind that has not been healed. And
let's talk about that.
It needs to be dealt with.
It has to be dealt with because, like what you said, some people would have been raped, and for 30 years, 20 years, they won't talk about it.
Nobody knew about it.
Yes.
But they are hurting.
Now, you want to say, would you say it's as a result of the stigma attached to rape victims? That's why they don't talk about it? Or the environment or the society does not, take rape cases seriously?
I want to say it's now that we are waking up, especially in Nigeria. Those days, if a girl should come back and say I'm raped, they will blame you. The Yoruba
yes.
You must have, if you have not gone there,
yes,
they won't even bother. So the girl is now, I can't even say it. A girl was raped at age 9. The mother sent her, the Okada man took her somewhere and raped her. She said she couldn't tell her mother because she knows the mother is going to beat her and blame her for wayward, being wayward.
Yes.
So 2 weeks after, she got raped again by some guys. After then, she just became promiscuous and she just felt, I'm already dirty. Why can't I stand on the road like prostitute? And so when you see some people engage in some things, you don't know their pain. They are trying to cover up some things. So I'm glad now that awareness is coming up. Let people come out. It's not even more about the stigmatization, but about the wound that need to be healed. Because a lot of people have been raped. They are scared of, they can't even marry now. There's hatred for men. You see some women, they don't like men. You need to find out.
Who knows if that could be a reason for serial killing sometimes. We've had situations, though it's not common in Africa, but outside the country, outside the continent, with, in US and some other places like that, somebody will just wake up one day and decide because of hatred of what he or she is carrying and all of that.
I don't know if you have watched this Nigerian movie, October 1st, by Afolayan.
Yes.
That case, that story will tell you about the Omoba, the prince, and the Agbekoya, his friend, who were brilliant, and the white men took them to Lagos, to school, but they ended up being abused sexually by the Reverend Father. And when Agbekoya couldn't take it again, after a few months, he left. He came back to the village. He did not tell anybody what happened. Every night, the father would call them, abuse them sexually. So he came back home and started farming. Very intelligent boy. But the prince, Omoba, endured that thing until he finished. And so when he came back, there is this anger and this pain. For every virgin, he started killing. If you watch that film, he started killing. He will kill virgins. He will kill them and he will make a sign of the cross with the blood on them. Each time he wakes up in the night, the flashback of how the Reverend Father used to call him out. So he became a serial killer because he was abused. And he did not tell anybody. It was finally when it took time before Agbekoya could open up. He could still, and it was traumatizing. And because of that, he didn't allow his son to go to white school. He said because he doesn't want his son to experience. So you see some of these serial killers, there may be a wound they are trying to cover. They just start killing. You hate everybody because something happened that has not been dealt with. And that is why we say people need to visit counselors and therapists just the way you see doctors for checkup. Because a lot of us have been abused in one way or the other, and we are beginning to do things that people don't understand, and it's as a result of the emotional wound we have. And if that is not treated, it can become transgenerational. You can transfer it. So it could be. Because like in the case of that, he became a serial killer. He said he was going to kill 6 or 7. For the 6 years he endured abuse.
You can imagine that.
In the convent.
But then a number of persons may not want to go for counseling because they believe it should be, people go to pastors and all of that. They go to religious leaders, let me put it like that, for counseling. A number of persons don't believe that, there's this professional counseling. So to what extent is professional counseling relevant to people's lives compared to what they get
in the church?
Yes.
I want to say in this climb, we are just getting to know that professional counseling is key. Sometimes people say, I tell pastor my story, and the next thing you hear it on the pulpit as an example. And so there is
that happens a lot.
In professional counseling, there's what we call confidentiality.
Okay.
And which, if you come to me, you have to sign that, on no ground should what you tell me go to the second ear, except on the ground where the law court is involved. Maybe your life is threatened. Your life is threatened, or somebody around you's life is threatened, or the government steps in. That is when we can break confidentiality. If you come to me as a husband for counseling, your wife must not know what we discuss, except it is couples counseling where both of you come. So people should learn to trust, because people have been betrayed. If I tell pastor, they will use it as an example. And by the time they say, people get to know, is this person they are talking about?
Even without mentioning your name.
And I want to say it, that you're a pastor does not make you a counselor. I'm sorry to say it, a lot of pastors...
Or you are a religious leader.
Does not make
it doesn't make you a counselor.
If you want to be a good pastor that want to counsel well, please go for training. Get trained as a counselor and therapist. There are times you pray. You now discover that I've prayed, we fasted, but things are not changing. Maybe all the person needs is just modification of behavior. You need to change what we call cognitive structuring. You have to help the clients to change their thinking. If the thinking has not been changed, you keep seeing the same behavior over and over, even if you like fast for 100 days. So there is a place for prayer, and there is a place for counseling. We'll take you through the therapy that are stages. It doesn't happen like this. In church, they will pray and they expect it to happen overnight. It doesn't happen. It's not a miracle. It could last 6 months. Some counseling and therapy session could last years. For somebody who is an addict, recovering from drug addict. It doesn't happen in 1 week.
Just like that.
It's not in 1 month. It's precept. It takes time. So, pastors have betrayed a lot of people, because people come and they feel like counseling, if you check, comes from the Catholic Church. Where they have this oath of secrecy. You go to the confession. Nobody sees you, you confess, I have done this, and once you vent, you see that act of venting, it brings temporary relief. At least you can't tell a friend, because a friend may tell somebody, but once you say it, there's a way it relieves it. So when you come to a counselor, you can trust us. You come, you vent. Something nobody has said. The fact that you've not shared this is eating you up.
Yes.
So when you vent, there is this confidentiality guiding you, that whatever you say is okay. So people need to, sometimes you don't even understand yourself. You go for self-discovery, therapy. I want to know, am I okay? Is something wrong with me? When you go through some tests and some things, you now discover, something is happening. You may not even know it's something that happened to you when you were 5 years old, and it's playing out now that you are 50.
Wow.
And you'll be wondering, my enemies, my village people are doing me. Or they say it's an attack offer, like we hear now, they say it's an arrow. Sometimes it's not arrow, it's just behavioral pattern that needs to be modified.
Right.
Sometimes you have fasted. You can just engage a counselor and he will tell you, it will guide you through. The decisions are going to come because a counselor does not give advice. He's going to help you to explore the thing yourself. You now see yourself, you are aware of yourself, and you take decisions. And you see things change. And you'll be wondering, I've been praying all this while. It's as if God, I now make God that looks as if God does not hear prayer. God hears prayers. But I think if you meet with a counselor, a therapist, some of the things we waste time praying and fasting for could be done with some therapy sessions. And you will be fine.
All right. Thank you so much. I've been speaking with a counselor. So you must have heard a lot about counseling and what you need to do, the relevance. And don't forget, the focal point is rape prevention. And that is what brought about the issue of counseling and therapy, where it is needed. Now, let's quickly look at some other reasons people get raped. Now, a lot of persons will say carelessness. Do you agree with that? You know, the other time we talk about the need for you to keep your drink. Sometimes when you go to clubs or you go to parties and all of that, then that reminds me, when you take taxis, you need to be careful.
Yeah.
You need to be careful. Okay, remember what happened to Bamishe? On BRT. Yes, you can imagine that. So what do you have to say? Would you say carelessness, not being nonchalant sometimes could be a reason or can help such a situation to happen?
Like we said earlier, sometimes some people have been raped out of carelessness.
Carelessness, okay.
Carelessness. That is born out of not being conscious of where they are. If you are in a place lonely, look at Bamishe's case. BRT bus, she felt safe. This is a state bus. But when she got into the BRT, there was no light. And then at the point where she saw that they were not picking passenger, it was only her. At that point, I think she should be aware that something is wrong somewhere. A BRT will not move empty from Lekki or VI, coming and then it's empty. But I guess because she was engrossed with her phone, she was chatting with a friend. So we need to be conscious and aware. You're going to a guy's place you've not met before, or somebody you met newly, you're not too close, you can't really vouch for the person, and you go ready to slay, as in almost afternoon.
And so relaxed.
Like I said, to me, men are moved by what they see. Even if the man doesn't have plan, but he's seen the breasts are showing, he's almost seeing your laps are up everywhere, and you are fair, you're looking good.
And that reminds me, in decent dressing, is it a reason why some people might be raped?
Yes. I've had people that said, it's the way she appeared. I was trying to hold myself. Like I used to say, sometimes you could see women sitting and a madman walk naked with his penis dancing. The women will look at themselves and think of the mother of the man. But if a beautiful yellow girl is passing naked, all men there, you see some people who put pocket, they are trying to press their penis down because except if they are not normal, their body is seeing something.
Moving.
Image, the eye has sent signal to the brain. This is a beautiful girl. You start seeing erection is taking place.
Okay, let's talk about roles of agencies, government, NGOs, institutions. What can they do? And what can even individuals do as well to prevent or to reduce the rate of rape cases in the country?
It's sad enough that most rape cases now even happening among family members. What we can do now, what we are saying they should do is speak out. Speak out. They've made laws where they jail rapists, but jailing a rapist does not help the rapist. Because the reason behind that act has not been dealt with. Fine, he committed rape, but they need to find out what triggers that thing. Why is he doing this behavior?
Okay.
Nobody bothers to check. It's that act we are looking at. Oh, he stole. Why did you steal bread? Nobody want to know whether that boy has not eaten for 5 days. And that's, triggered him to steal.
You mean we don't deal with the fundamental issues?
Yes, we'll just take it at surface. That rape act is what we hold on. The rapist is as much as a victim as the one being raped. The rapist needs help. The raped needs help.
All right. Maybe in that regard, you would want the government, or possibly maybe some organizations too, or possibly we should have more counseling centers.
Yes.
Maybe that could be
I think
a solution.
I will say the government should look at it this way, that if someone is involved in rape, don't just be quick to judge by sending them to jail.
And what about government, what you call them? I'm talking about people who are supposed to help in situations like that. I'm talking about agents, government agents,
like
and
the
all of them.
security agents.
The security
I've heard
agents
cases
now.
where a lady was raped, she ran to police, and she ended up being raped by police. It happens. So sometimes you now know why people don't even want to come out. She was raped. She said, no, but you carry your leg, go there. How you take rape you? How you take drug? That's the question you're asking. The person is traumatized already. So I think we should wake up, because we've had cases where celebrities were raped. And because of their image in the society, they can't even talk about it. Sometimes when people commit suicide, you don't even know why. They are ending their life. You understand? So I want the government to look into it. Let people who are rapists be sent for counseling. Let them go for therapy. Let them find out what is the root cause of this behavior. And don't just cut off the head because the person is sneezing or has cold. No. Let's go deeper, because the rapist is a victim. The raped is also a victim. And both need attention.
All right. People need attention, and we should pay attention to them. That's how we can get better in this society. We'll be talking about rape prevention. Of course, Abiola Ogbu, a professional marriage counselor and therapist, has been talking about all we need to do, individuals, organizations, the government, what has to be done so that we can reduce these cases in our society. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
All right, be sure to join us same time, same station next week. Of course, you can see some of our episodes, past programs, on YouTube, YouTube channel. You can also find them on our Instagram. You can drop your comments there. Our handle is at @your_viewpoint. Thank you so much for being a part of this program this afternoon. I am Rotimi Akintunde. Your Viewpoint returns next week by God's grace. Goodbye.